Y'all already know what it means when I have this mic in my hand. And for those of you who don't, it means another book review is coming your way. Let's talk Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica.
Picture it, Sicily, 1912.
A woman goes missing during her late night run. 10 days later, another woman and her child go missing. 11 years later, someone reappears. The book is told from multiple point of views, hopping from 2 different timelines, which is the now and 11 years before. As the story progresses, there's new information coming in. New information coming into play that makes you reassess the truth you thought you knew, which is why I say I think this book should have been called You Think You Know, But You Have No Idea, because you really don't have any idea until the end. And when you do reach the end, you'll be like, this is crazy. Which leads me to my next point. If you do not want to hear any spoilers, peace to you. I need you to leave now. Why?
Because it's about to get real. It gets gross. It gets terrifying.
Exactly. It's about to get dark. It's about to get uncomfortable. It's about to get a little sad. So hit the road, Jack. And for the rest of you that are staying, thank you in advance for watching. Now, we have Delilah. This is how the story starts off with the prologue. Delilah has been kidnapped. She's been held hostage for 11 years. She doesn't even know that it's been 11 years. But she's not alone. She's with her emotional anchor, Gus, who she says if it weren't for him, she don't know how long she would have been able to survive. Mind you, Delilah is 6 years old when she gets kidnapped. I didn't tell y'all that. She's in this dirty, dark, disgusting basement. The man and woman that kidnapped her, they're not good people. They treat them very foul. They're being neglected. They are malnourished. They're dirty. It's really sad the way that they treat them. Delilah is like, I can't take this anymore. By the time she's 17, she's like, I have to get up out of here. So she begins to train for her escape. And she does just that. Escapes. But the escape doesn't always mean healing. Because even though she escapes and she's eventually returned to her family, there's more problems that come with her return. Because now you have the people who were left behind when the mother and the daughter disappeared. Such as her brother, Leo. He was 4 years old when this happened. And you have, my sister goes missing. And then a little while later, I found out. And when I say a little while later, I don't mean like hours later. I mean like sometime in the story, he finds out that his mom has committed suicide. That's what they ruled her death as. So not only am I dealing with my sister's no longer here, I'm dealing with the fact that I think my mom made the choice to leave me. And those two things are a lot already. But then I have to deal with the fact that my father is now emotionally unavailable because pretty much his whole world has been tossed upside down and he no longer knows how to deal with that and still be a parent to me. So Leo has been neglected. He feels invisible. His dad is like, pretty much like, you don't matter. Without saying it, that's how he feels. That's how Leo feels. So when Delilah returns 11 years later, Leo's 15 and he's like, I feel like my dad was just starting to heal and I was just getting my dad back, and then here you come reopening this wound that I felt like was closing. So now I'm feeling non-existent all over again because all the focus is shifted to Delilah, who has returned home. So I felt for Leo. It was frustrating at times to read the way he felt because he was very straightforward. He did not sugarcoat his feelings. It was like he was coming off like a jerk, but you can understand where he's coming from. They both experienced two traumatic situations and dealing with grief differently. I'm gonna read a little part of the synopsis to y'all. Now, 11 years later, Delilah shockingly returns. Everyone wants to know what happened to her, but no one is prepared for what they'll find. Mary Kubica takes domestic secrets to a whole new level, showing that some people will stop at nothing to keep the truth buried. Everyone really does want to know what happened, including me. I was not prepared for the truth. And just to think that danger can be closer than you think it is. Danger can be your comfortability. What you find is comfort, something you will never question, can actually be a danger to you and your family. It's insane. Like familiarity can be a blind spot for people, and it definitely showed up in this book to the point of where, like I said, when you get to the end and you find out just what happened to Delilah and her mother, you're like, oh, this Delilah was closer than close. The different themes that they touched on in this book, I feel like, is trauma affects people differently. Grief affects people differently, and just showing how certain people live with that and deal with it. Like the dad completely checked out. Leo still has his whole life ahead of him and has to navigate through his life without his mother and his sister until 11 years later when his sister returns. And then Delilah has to deal with the fact that she's been held hostage in the basement. When she gets with her family, she doesn't even know, she can't even be herself. She's still, instead of sleeping in her own bed, she sleeps in the basement of the home that she's now in with her family, because that was her that's all she knew for 11 years. That was all she knew, in the basement, in the dark. I don't know, I just this book really, it was one of those ones for me, as far as how it was written. Even the fact that sometimes, I know for some people, going back and forth between timelines is a little bit confusing. It's a little bit hard to keep up with. So if you I don't want to say if you don't like that this isn't for you, I still think you should give it a try. I think that if what I have said so far has not triggered you, you should give it a try. But if anything that I have said has triggered you, then, you know, obviously don't read the book. But if not, give it a chance, because I think that you will enjoy it, even though it is a little bit, I won't say a little, the book is dark. You will be uncomfortable at times. You will be ready to jump through the pages, like wishing that you could become a character in the book to handle some of the other characters. Or maybe that was just me, I don't know. But I was ready to jump on in. Tag me in. If you like psychological thrillers, if you like thrillers, if you like having your heart feel like it's about to pump out of your chest, this book is for you. It makes you question how far are people willing to go to keep the truth buried? And when you find out who went extremely far to keep the truth buried, I'm telling you, you're going to be so shocked. You're going to be so shocked. I just couldn't believe it. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I give this book a 10 out of 10. 5 stars. From start to finish. There wasn't one part in the book that I was like, I'm about to close it. I was about to say turn it off like I was watching TV. There wasn't one part in the book where I reached a point of wanting to stop reading. If I could have sat there and just read it all in a day, I probably would have. If you have read the book, please comment down below and tell me your thoughts on it. If you have not read the book and you want to read it and come back and tell me what you think. And if you want to read the book, tell me in the comments. Comment down below that you're going to read it so we can talk about it, because I love talking about books. But until next time, deuces.